Welcome to Dissecting Tyrone. I'm Jason.
I'm Brandon.
And today it's episode 9, Finding Balance in an Unbalanced World.
Yes, sir.
Man, hey, today we got a special treat for you today. I got a close personal friend of mine, known him forever. Everybody knows I used to rap, and when I rap, man, he did all the skits on my album. So we go way, way back. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you.
It's me. Y'all know me, Malcolm in the Middle, Malcolm Tiller. I'm out here in these streets with the meats.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm going to let that lead into why we having Malcolm on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm is a comedian. Very, very funny guy. Hilarious. Like I said, that's why I had him doing the skits on my album back when I used to do music. And one thing about comedians that I love is they have a different view of life. Like they have a way of really looking at life and seeing it through a different set of eyes. So we thought Malcolm would be great to have on this episode and talk about his point of view.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. Comedy is always good for the soul at any stage, in any moderation. I'm a big fan of the comedy, so it's been a part of my life since I was born. So yeah, this should be a good episode.
Right. So Malcolm, thanks for being here.
Of course.
All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Like this episode, Brandon. Why you're the one that wanted to talk about this today? What made you want to talk about finding balance?
Because I think it's needed in this crazy world. I think a lot of people. We were kind of talking off of air just about how some folks come or jump into relationships, or just whether it's a relationship between two lovers or it's just a relationship in general. A lot of times people come to relationships unhealed, and regardless if it's just like a friendship like the three of us and somebody's coming in and they just want to do some trauma bonding, I don't think that's cool. I think you need to have your stuff together. Other person has their stuff together. Y'all come in and y'all add value to each other's lives. I
would definitely agree with that. And when you brought the idea up, the reason I was with it is because I'm big. Everybody knows I'm big on self-care. Mm-hmm. Now, I always get cracked on for that bathtub picture where I had my foot hanging out the water. But it's because I'm really big on self-care. And I think balance and peace, I think that's the main components to self-care, to taking care of yourself.
Wait a minute. You took a picture and had your foot out the tub?
Oh, you better believe it, man.
He was on his Drake tip.
Hey, yeah. Listen. I want brothers to know that we can go to spas too. We can get our feet rubbed and massages and all that too, man. It's about self-care.
But the post wasn't good enough just to write that. You had to do a picture.
Nah, I gotta do visuals. I'm light skinned, man.
Little rubber ducky.
Yeah, light skinned.
Yeah. Hey. That's what he did. Yeah. He probably had that little tray that go across the tub.
Yep.
Had his little wine.
Benson.
Some Stella Rose. You had some Stella Rose on there.
Hey, you know what? That actually brings up the first question. Like our first question is, what does balance actually mean in real life and not just on Instagram and Facebook, on social media?
Okay.
Let's start with B. What's balance mean in real life to you?
Balance. So I look at things in different buckets, but overall, I think balance is something that needs to happen in order to make good, sound decisions, judgment, whatever that looks like for you. And then it's things in moderation, because too much of something can be bad. Maybe too little of something can be bad. You got to find that little sweet spot, whatever that is, however that applies to your life. You got to always find that little sweet spot and always adjust, because you may do something and then the balance is off. Now you got to get back to whatever it is to make sure that you're doing what you need to do.
Malcolm, what about you? What do you think?
So, everything is about content now, right? So balance, you got to look at it like, for me, I find everything funny. So for me, I got to be able to laugh. Mm-hmm. That heals me. So that's for me. So for me, it's like, I can't take life so serious to the point where that makes me unbalanced, right? So no matter if it's work, relationships, either friend or with some, significant other or whatever it may be, I'm going to find something funny in the situation, because it's so much pressure on the world. I got to have laughter and something that brings me joy in the day. So whatever it is that I'm dealing with, I'm going to find something funny about it. I don't care if it's a funeral. Whatever it is, I'm going to find something funny about it.
You said funeral. So like I told you, I love to laugh. My mom will tell you, anybody around me knows me. Last year, my dad passed last Christmas. It's coming up on his anniversary. And I remember being at I threw him a ceremony. It wasn't like necessarily the traditional. He got cremated. He was in the service. So we wanted to have like a little memorial service for him. And I remember I was sitting next to my mom, and one of the guys, he was like one of the workers there. They were doing a 21 gun salute, and it was super windy, and this dude was kind of light. He opened up the door. That wind blew as they were doing the 21 gun salute, and he fell down. Man, I looked at my mom. It blew the man away? I looked at my mom. She said, Brennan, don't you start. And I turned beat red. I'm crying. People think I'm crying because of my dad.
Yeah, but you really.
I'm crying because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I always find, to your point, I'm always going to look for something to find humor because, in essence, that's a part of balancing some peace for me.
Definitely. And the funny thing is, I actually told all my close friends that when I die, when they get up to talk, they have to tell a joke first. Like, I want it to be more like a roast because if same thing, anybody that knows me knows that I'm always cracking jokes and having fun and laughing. And, so to me, I agree with you guys 100%. Laughter is like the cure for everything. But I also believe that balance is something you can do in every area of life. Like, you can have one area where you're balanced. Like, you might be balanced physically, as far as your health and well-being of your body. It may not be balanced mentally or may not be balanced, financially. So I think when it comes to balance, we should strive to be balanced in all areas of our life and not just the one.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was kind of alluding to. It just depends on, like, whatever it is. If you're off balance, you have to get back on. Now, wintertime, full disclosure, it's a lot of people's pH balance is off, and they kind of walking around musty. I had like 3 migraine headaches yesterday just in 2 different places, and it's like, yeah, you got to make sure all that's taken care of.
I hate walking through somebody must.
Oh, my God.
Like, you just walking and unexpectedly they win.
I'm going to tell y'all a secret power I have. I got a horrible sense of smell. So a lot of times I don't even know.
You got
like
a COVID nose?
No, just my whole life.
No, I'm just saying it's a COVID nose.
Well, I guess nowadays, but this was even before COVID. Like, but one thing in my full-time job, everybody knows I'm a firefighter, it served me well because we're going calls where it might be a body or things and people are gagging. I'm like, hey, guys, now I can smell that. It's not that bad where I can't smell, a body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's way less intense than it is for everybody else.
That's crazy.
That is a superpower.
Yeah, that's a superpower.
It's also a bad thing, too, because if you run around the wrong...
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You be like, you stayed.
Hey, but I will say this. I also have weird habits because of it. This is going to be too much information. But when I lived in Dallas, they had Ricky Smiley had a radio show, and he would tell you how hot it was based on how many swipes of deodorant you need. So he'd be like, hey, today's a 3-swipe day. Today's a 2-swipe day. And my ex-wife at the time used to always tell me I wore too much deodorant. And but it's because I don't have a good sense of smell, and I'm like, I don't want to walk around stinking. So one day I counted 19 swipes. It was like,
God,
man.
But it's to this day I still do the same thing.
You need to get some.
Listen,
you need to go see a derma.
Well, it's not.
No,
it's not necessary.
Right. It's
but
just
it's in my head
tick,
because I'm like, dude, I don't want to be out here because if I'm smelling, I don't know. I'm in there, I'll be in there dancing on the chick and be like. Yeah, so
put your arms down, Jason.
Yeah,
put your arms down.
Doing this. So anyway, man, let's get back to this. We're supposed to be talking about balance, but he brought a pH balance. Women, please make sure that's straight.
And men.
Men got pHs?
Them pits, yeah, pits from hell. That's the pH balance. Again, I was I ain't gonna say where I was at, but I was in a spot and I got a migraine. I will say that.
So this was brothers. That was
this was a family thing.
Oh, you should have told him. That's family.
But they've been not my family.
Cuzzo.
Not my family. They are family members.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, hey, Cuzzo.
It was passed down.
Okay.
It's the family gift.
Okay. It's the family
So
gift.
they sit down when is bad.
Them pits was on fire.
Man. But back to regular balance. Let me ask you this, because I know we're all what I consider successful. Being successful, especially in a tough area like entrepreneurship, entertainment, things like that, it takes a hyper level of focus. Can you be focused trying to be successful and still have balance? How does that work?
If you don't have balance as you're pursuing whatever success looks like for you, it's going to be very, very difficult to be successful or whatever, reach that goal, because you're going to get things thrown at you at the drop of a dime that may disorient you, but you have to quickly gather your follicles and then be able to now maneuver throughout these new obstacles that you have to be successful. And it's okay to fail sometimes or maybe not be where you're at, but as long as you keep trying and you get back in the game and you readjust, I think you're good.
Yeah, I have to agree. And I think one of the big problems is in today's world, because of social media and things like that, everybody feels like they have to be at there already. Like they don't want to go through the process of success, of growing to get to where they want to be. And I think that makes things unbalanced because they're so focused on the bag, or they're so focused on the success that they want, that they sometimes, they rush and they forget to take care of themselves along the way.
Yep.
You know, so you might get the money, you might get the success, but now your health isn't in a position where you can really enjoy it, your mental health or your physical health.
But
go ahead.
It's the grind. So, like, for me, with, comedy, like, a lot of people don't know I've been doing it for over 25 years, right? Because I've, you stop, you pause, you do this, but it's the grind, right? The way social media is now, you can, I can be overnight success. They think it's an overnight success because they start seeing more reels of a person, right? They start seeing certain people. It's a couple of comedians that's out now. They popular now, but they've been grinding for years and years and years. And it's so funny because I just did a comedy competition. You was there.
Yeah, I was there. Killed it, by the way.
Thank you. And, at first when it first hit my table, I was like, am I at this point where I got to do a competition? And that's what I was thinking. And then something just hit me and said, why ain't you? Like, if you want to say you the best and be the best, why not get on stage and prove it, right? So when you look at balance and looking at everything that you do, you got to be able to say, where am I trying to go? What is my ultimate goal? What is the end game for me? And if your end game is to be the guy, you got to work, but you got to have that balance to know, I got to do this. I got to do this. When I looked at, the Netflix special with Eddie Murphy,
oh, man.
You talk about all the comedy clubs he had to go to, all the times you get on stage, all the times he went and just watched other comedians perform.
Yep.
Just to see what was out there and just different things. So the balance of it, you got to be able to stay focused, and you got to have that balance of knowing, hey, I got to do this, I got to do this, and then you got to have a mentor, somebody that you look up to that's in that game that you can say, hey, man, what is going on with this or this? Because you don't know it all. You don't have it all.
Man, you know what? That's crazy that you said that. Like, I didn't even register how important a mentor can be when it comes to balance, but they can, because one thing a mentor can definitely do is save you time in making mistakes and things.
Of course.
And that allows you more time too, because if we're being honest, a lot of times the balance of success is rest. Just being able to rest, get in the tub and with some bubbles and post it on social media. Like the balance, to crack your toes, like the balance of rest is what really is usually the balance of success. And being able to save time and energy from those mistakes that a mentor can help you do will help you have more time to rest. That's actually a really good point.
Unfortunately, in some instances, I think and it happens not just in Omaha, but just in general, you go seek out. So when I was in corporate America, I actually sought out a mentor, several mentors. But I think at some point what happens is somebody sees them. Even if they're successful, if they somehow see you as a threat, they'll have a tendency not to take you on because they're like, oh, well, if he gets to this or she gets to this level, then it's that. Like, you need to go in like, okay, all I'm doing is taking pieces of myself and just trying to help somebody else. I've already made a quote unquote success. And if more people think that way, I think the world will be better. And then another thing that we were talking about from a social media perspective, one of my biggest pet peeves that I see on social media is when men and women use the term y'all. They stop generalizing certain things, because I think what that does, it somehow makes you try to go to a standard that this is fake. The internet is not a real place. Only when you're using it for good and you're getting the knowledge that you need. But the crazy thing is, you'll see these posts like, oh, y'all or that or they or them, and it's like, what are we really talking about? Like, let's be big kids and be specific. If you're trying to call somebody out, but you want to do it slick on the slick side,
they do that.
Then we'll be on. Like, really, like, say what you need to say, or don't say it at all, or rephrase that. Because again, I think people look at that, and then that makes individuals unbalanced, because now we're chasing, or some people are chasing this false sense of hope. And it's like, just because one person says that, like, who the hell is this person?
Right, but that's one big issue we have in society, period, is we chase other people's validation.
Which is crazy. And that's a part of balance, is balance is for you. Whatever balances you out, you focus on that. And if somebody is not adding value to you, what's the relationship for?
Exactly. I know, like, for me, people tried to talk about me once for being in the bathtub with my feet out. And what I decided was I don't need their validation. If I want to put myself in the bathtub with my foot out,
put the damn
then I'm
seat
posting
up,
the picture of me in the bathtub with my foot out.
Caleb Williams, paint your toenails. Do what you do.
What'd you say, Michael?
Do you have to post it though?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something about me, because most people I know get sick and tired of me posting all the time, right? And I know that. But what they don't realize is because I have the podcast, because I wrote the book, because I have these things, if you don't pay for ads, you have to post a lot to get the algorithm on your side. If you're not posting a lot, they're not pushing you out there. So there's a lot of posting I really don't want to do, but because I'm trying to,
Jason,
put out there what we're doing, I have to post a lot. Because I'm not paying for ads. Jason. So, hey, make sure y'all click and share.
I make paying for something else.
No ads. I ain't paying for that. I mean, indirectly.
Clarity.
But I'm ignoring Malcolm, too. I say this. Might make this public service announcement. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And we ain't got to pay for ads. Like, we don't pay for ads here because we want this thing to grow organically. So, make sure y'all do this so I can stop posting pictures of me in the tub with my foot out.
I'm just saying.
What you about to say?
All I really just want to know. I'm so glad that I was busy that day, that you didn't pop up in my feed, and I saw your feet. It was bubbles too?
Oh, it was
bubbles.
big bubbles.
Yeah, bubbles.
And
Maxwell. I had Maxwell.
Bubbles.
Man, I had Maxwell playing in the background.
Please tell me you wasn't in there with no palm olive.
No, it was. I buy real bubble bags. I got a job.
I know you grew up in the area. Now, don't act like you ain't never put no dishwashing liquid in your tub. And
I sure have.
That was your bubble bag.
I sure. Man,
and that ivory soap that'll burn your eyes out.
Yeah,
man.
You get in the bed later on talking about why am I so itchy?
Yeah, he's scratching.
Yeah,
try to put extra lotion on.
I mean, if they put Dawn on ducks to get the oil off, why can't we get that?
Yeah. Hey, we need to get some Don to that family with the bad pH balance.
Oh, yeah. Don, if you're watching, we need a sponsorship.
Yeah, sponsorship.
There it is.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. Since we talked about rest, when you're a man, and all of us take pride in being men, right? When you're a man and you're striving for success, why do we feel so guilty when we rest? Why? Not necessarily us, because I know I don't feel good. I would lay down and put my shows. I told a female the other day, she's like, what you doing? I'm watching my stories. Like the old day when they used to watch the soap, I'm watching my stories. Like I was just chilling. I don't feel guilty for rest.
Oh, I'll go to sleep on anybody.
Right.
But I know what you
But why do so many men overall feel guilty for resting?
Because we're judged at a different standard.
Society.
Yeah. So men we're not supposed to have self-care.
Or feelings.
Yeah. We're supposed to be able to take the weight, keep pushing, and even though you're tired, keep going. That's why you've seen so many men in the grave early.
Yep.
Because nobody gave them time to rest, right? It's like the mule. Somebody used to tell me, don't worry about the mule going blind, just load the wagon. They didn't care that the mule wasn't going to be able to see. They just wanted to keep loading the wagon. So they're not caring that you're not taking care of yourself. So a person that won't say to you, you're doing too much, you need to calm down and rest and build, they don't really care about you.
I think overall that
Hold on, wait, before you say anything.
Message.
That was a bar.
Absolutely.
That was a bar, but go ahead.
I think overall what needs to happen, and it still goes back or ties back into that balance, but if you don't if you look at society and the standards that are put on men to be the providers and all these different weights on the shoulder, that's how they're like, okay, you just have to be this superhuman person and you have to continuously provide. But a part of providing is if I'm not well or I can't take care of myself as a man, then what value can I truly add to my family? And some may say, oh, it's a little selfish, but I think everybody has to have a little piece of selfishness for themselves. And then you are able to come back in society and be the best version of you for whoever is in your life. And I think when people start normalizing that, and as it gets normalized, I think that's where you'll have a lot more balance on both sides. And the weight shouldn't just be on a woman. The weight shouldn't just be on a man. If you are in if we're talking about it from a relationship perspective, you have to have that balance so both of you guys are not overstrapped. And there's going to be some instances where, yes, this person may be working a little bit harder. This person may be working a little bit harder. But if y'all can try to make that work together and y'all kind of help each other out, then that's what I would think the perfect relationship, not perfect, but a better relationship would be when it comes to balancing that aspect out.
Yeah, I call it happy, healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Like when you have that balanced relationship, that's when you have a happy, healthy relationship. And it's funny that you talk about reserving something for yourself. In the firefighting business, we have an air tank. And that air tank, once it gets down to a quarter, there's a special, a 0.25% of air. There's a special vibrator that goes off and makes your mask shake and lets you know, hey, you're getting low. And they train you that that whole 75% of air is for the public. It's for the public to help put the fire out, to help get people out the building, all these things. But when that vibrator alarm goes off, that 25%, that's for you. That is your air to make sure that you're safe and well so that you can continue to help other people. Because if you're not safe and well, if you don't reserve something for you, and this is applies to life, then you're no good for nobody else.
Yep.
So, I was a big,
Hater?
no, never,
Oh,
never
okay.
been a hater.
Yeah.
Never been a hater.
I'm just checking.
Because I don't do bubble baths with my toes
Hey,
out.
I'm just checking. See, hater.
I ain't never flew to Turkey either. But
Hey, I don't have no shame about that.
I know you documented it.
You better believe it.
But when you think about I was a fan of the superheroes in the world, right? So you had Superman, Batman, all these different, but they had Blank Man,
Yeah.
but
Definitely Blank Man.
they wasn't always Superman.
Yeah.
He had to be Clark Kent too.
That's
right?
true.
So his balance, he didn't fly around all day just looking to help to save people.
Right.
He had time where he was not a superhero, right? So when you look at Batman, he had to be Bruce Wayne. He had to be time that he wasn't Batman. So we have to look at that as men and say, I can't always be the superhero and do things all the time. I gotta be Malcolm.
Message.
Hey, dude, you dropping bars, bro.
Hey.
That was a. I'm still in that one. That was a bar for real.
Daryl had to be Blank Man and vice versa. So
True.
it all works
What's
together.
your infatuation with Blank
Blank
Man?
Man.
That's a
He was a genius.
Man, genius.
Yeah,
That's
I
a real
love-
superhero.
I love it too.
J5.
Miss Kimberly James.
Malfunction. Malfunction.
But
I
no,
gotta take a bubble
hey,
bath.
for real, that's a bar, man. And I want people to really listen to that. You can't always be Superman.
Right.
Sometimes you got to be Clark Kent.
And it applies to the women too. You can't always be Superwoman. You got to
Right.
take that time for yourself. And I think the thing about I don't know what misconceptions there are about our podcast, but we want to be an equal opportunity. So when we're speaking, we speaking primarily to the fellas because that's what we are. But this goes to everybody, which also helps balance out that world that may think that it's just one-sided. It's not one-sided. It needs to have balance. So
Definitely. And especially, man, moms.
yeah.
Man, moms, first of all, man, shout out to the mothers out there, but moms very rarely have balance when it comes to motherhood, man, because, again, I think society makes them feel like if you're not, just going all out nonstop 24 hours a day for your children and you're a bad mom, and that's not true, man. Your kid, you need to teach your children how to have balance by having balance yourself.
Yeah, so I can see your point from a corporate perspective as it relates to mothers is where you have a mom that takes care of business, and we're just saying even if she's not single, she could be in a relationship with someone else, but there's a tendency if a mom takes off like from work or something like that, she may get looked upon, frowned upon because if it's a male-dominated field. Now, if it's not a male-dominated field, then it's like, okay, it's maybe a little bit more acceptable. But you still have that old regime of thought process that, okay, if you take off work for your kid, the mom should just be staying at home. And I think that's the crazy aspect of it. So that's why I say we from a societal perspective, there should not be any as it relates to raising kids. It's not a male or female gender-specific role. It's just that parent stepping up, and if the kid has two parents that's stepping up, that's even better because it's going to take a village for all these kids.
So basically, men, stop saying, "Oh, I don't change diapers."
Right.
The baby
Man.
too small.
Hey.
The baby this. And
That's an excuse.
Hey, now
it's an
listen,
excuse.
my mom was disabled, so I had younger siblings, so I grew up cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids, doing all that stuff. So I understand I'm a little different when it comes to that, but man, this is your kid. If you out here talking about you don't change diapers and you don't
that's
cook and all
crazy.
there's something wrong with you.
It is.
You ain't no full adult.
You can't be.
Right.
And we ain't talking about noodles either.
Yeah, I'm talking real cooking.
Right.
Let me ask you this. We always talk about balance and everything, and I think balance and peace go hand in hand. So what's the fastest way, or what steals your peace the fastest? Like what's something that if you don't kind of hold it off bay or you don't pay attention to it, it can steal your peace or your joy, your balance.
Well, people could steal your peace if you allow them. I'm in this era now to where there's not too much that's gonna faze me unless it's like you dealing with my son or one of my close friends or loved ones. But right now, there's not too much that I'm going to allow to knock me off my square. And I think it comes with discipline. I think it comes with just me being balanced in how I am on this side of 40 now. I'm very, very intentional on protecting my peace, because what my peace looks like, going to the gym, being able to get in my garage to work on my old schools, my business, my son, family, friends, like all of those things bring me peace. And when I start identifying pieces or things that are on the teeter-totter of disrupting my peace, man, I get away from it. I'll be cold in the mug and I'm over here. Now, if I have to deal with something, I'm going to deal with it and I'm going to let it roll off and I'm going to keep it moving. And another good thing that I do, I got close friends where if something's bothering me, I could pick up the phone. I could vent real quick. And then we like, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. But I had to get that out. Now I'm good. I don't even have, it's not balled up and I could just move from it.
What about you, Malcolm?
The thing.
What steals your peace?
This right here steals my peace. When you get off work, we need to talk.
Not getting that moment, not getting that moment to yourself.
Right.
But no, seriously. So like that is the worst text you can get or phone call. Like, but anything.
Especially when they don't want to tell you right there.
Yeah,
say what's on your mind.
You get off work. You get off work in 2 hours, and they want to send you the message 2 hours before you get off work. And you be like, "Well, just tell me now. We'll talk when you get here."
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's
an
adult version equivalent of you getting your ass whooped when you get home.
Yep, it so is.
So now I'm at work and now I can't focus. Now I'm about to get written up at work because I don't even want to be here now because I don't know what it is. And then I don't know why, we start thinking about things we didn't even do.
Right.
That's a fact.
You get in your head like, dang, I don't remember texting nobody. I just liked 3 pictures. I don't think it was nobody like that. But you start thinking about stuff you really didn't do. So it just really takes your whole day out. And then you get home and be something silly. And you've been worrying all day. So your blood pressure done went up, all type of stuff. You just, overly snacking. But yeah, that was just something there. But yeah, me personally, I'll just look at it like I'm kind of where Brandon is in life, at the tender age of 47.
Dang. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's what we doing?
Go ahead.
Wow.
Woo!
We both lost our hair. But you lost yours before I lost mine.
I got it back.
Y'all the same age, right?
No, I'm older, actually. That's why
dang. You going to say that and then you... Oh,
that's why I said I was just playing with you. That's why I said I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. So it makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, basically, I don't look at like things like I used to look at it when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot allow... So I'm just going to tell a little secret about me, too, since it's a safe space in here.
Absolutely.
So I got some friends that call me Mr. 30 Days now that I'm dating. They said the girl is probably going to be gone in 30 days. Now, I'm saying this, and I probably shouldn't be saying it because y'all got a lot of followers, and I don't really want to, put myself, but I got to. So if I feel like you're going to come in and rock my world to the point where I'm going to not have peace.
They gotta go.
They gotta go. Because I don't need like when you're younger, I don't know what it is about being in your 20s and toxic was fun. Like, man, she just called and cussed me out. Let me get over here and see what's going on. That ain't fun now. Like, I got too much to lose. I got too much. I can sit at home and not talk to nobody and watch my stories, as you said.
The stories?
Oh, man, that's peace.
That's peace.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting at home. People think I'm out doing all this and this and that. I'm at home, and chilling. So for me to keep my peace, you have to be able to come in. And I like to say, I used to like to do little puzzles, not crosswords, but the jigsaw puzzles.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When you're younger, you get frustrated. You try to force a piece because you can't figure it out.
Yep.
It don't work.
Yep.
Me, I need you to come in and be able to slide right in that edge piece and connect with my edge piece, and then we form that border, right? When I see it ain't working, we gonna take a beat, get out of it, and that's what it's gonna be.
And I think people need to realize that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's okay healthy. If we don't connect. I think society, a lot of times people think because I'm attracted to you, we have to be. It's supposed to work, or we have to be a good fit. And man, that ain't. Please.
No.
I think when you get to a certain age, I'm at that level now. Yeah, I want someone attractive.
Tell us your age since we all short ours.
Oh, I'm 44.
Dang!
Now that won't work on me.
It really didn't.
I probably look like I'm in my 30s. I just told myself.
See, none of us look old. Don't get it twisted.
We look better than some of these YNs y'all out here.
Oh,
man.
Now they do slide in my DMs for you.
Who, the YNs?
No, for you.
Oh,
no.
I was like, what the hell are you talking
about? The women, they be like, hey, man, is your boy single? However, we all look a little young for our ages.
So where was I going with that?
I don't know. Damn.
Something. Yeah, that's old age. Damn, I didn't forgot what I was saying. It'll come back to me.
Hey, I messed you up. I threw you off with that one. For me, I think what robs my peace the most used to be people. Actually, one particular person. But I think, again, as like you guys talk about, when you get older, you get a little more mature. And I think what I realize is I have to give somebody that power to have that control, that to where they can ruin my peace. And once I stop giving people that power, man, it's a whole different level of peace and balance that I have in my life.
Opens everything up. That's where I was going with that. Being just because someone is fine or they think someone is handsome, that's just like we talked about. That's 1 foot into the door.
Yeah.
Now I can be around someone who is perceived a dime, a supermodel, but if we don't vibe with each other, I think it's more to it because, I mean, obviously once y'all get intimate, then somebody on some side can go crazy, or it could just be what it was. But even getting into that, like, do you really want to be in a situation where you couldn't maybe see yourself with this person down the road, or you couldn't vibe with that person? Like the days of the quick hookups and all that stuff, like you got to grow up at some point. Like, you got to get that out your system. But like I said, just because someone is attractive or they look good or you think that they look good, after that, you put a bag over their head. Now what? Can they talk? Can they hold a conversation? What's going on?
Or, man, if we with people for the long haul, looks fade eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, looks fade eventually, and then you're stuck with who this person is. I say it all the time. My mama always told me, beautiful women come a dime a dozen, beautiful people don't.
Yep.
So you can't just look at how they look on the outside or that they're beautiful or that they fine. Man, and I'm like Malcolm, man. I will cut somebody off without even thinking about it and then go home and watch my stories the rest of the night.
That's easy work.
Happy.
Yeah, that's easy work.
I just wanted to ask you a question. You said quick hookups. Ain't that getting it out your system?
You say what?
Quick hookups getting it out your system?
What's it?
Oh, never mind.
See, I'll be honest. hey, I'll be honest. In my big age of the 48, you know,
I almost 50.
Yeah, you better believe it. But I stopped the quick hookups and stuff like a lot of women think that no, man. This time around, I did not go for that because it's a different level when you get to this age with when it comes to sex. Like when you have sex now, like I say all the time, you know, men use love to get sex and women use sex to get love. So a woman want to be with you and give you sex thinking that it's an investment, right? Mm-hmm. And eventually they want to return on that investment, and usually that return they're looking for is you. And if I'm not in a position where I want to give you me, I don't even go there with you because it's more of a headache emotionally. It's more of a headache physically. That's when back in the day when you talked about toxic and dealing with, you know, busted windows and slashed, man, that was all because you were you were taking something from somebody and you didn't want to give them what they wanted off that investment.
Yeah, and when I was saying, so like quick hookup, I mean, if here's the thing, if you're single, if that's how you get down, it ain't no judgment. But I know for me, like from a peace perspective, man, I'm not trying to do something like that. And hell, I live in a decent neighborhood. Your HOA coming through, and I got people throwing rocks at the house, and I'm like, nah, I pay too much bread to be in this.
Oh, they get in your neighborhood, they getting arrested immediately. As soon as
they
they hit the block, they getting arrested.
They do, because we went to visit, and they was outside. Like I said, this man done took his trash out 3 times. Hey, y'all know Brandon? Yeah, we waiting on him. He said he'd be here in a minute.
What's he look like?
Yeah,
all this questioning.
Yeah, but you know, I get it. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, when you're younger, you don't ask the right questions.
That bingo.
So you have the conversation, and you end up giving the quick hookups, and then you end up later on realizing, oh, she think we together now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We go together.
Well, but we think because we told them that's what we looking for, that erases the emotion behind it. Yeah. It does not.
It don't.
You can tell a woman all day, hey, we just hooking up. This is just that. And if she want to be with you, it don't matter to her.
But on the flip side, it's
men like that too.
Yeah,
no, 100%.
Like that too.
Oh, they showing up like I tell you. They showing they in they draws. They are outside your crib. They
singing,
like, what
singing
are
Usher
we?
in the Rain.
Man,
Usher in the Rain.
Hey, y'all the one that told me about that.
Yeah.
When I was going through my situation, you like, this brother out here singing Usher in the Rain. I was like, what? I had to go look that episode up.
Yep. Boondocks, by the way.
Yeah, Boondocks. Hey, but men be out here on that though.
Yeah.
Show up at your job.
Man, there's a lot
you
of
ready to eat lunch.
And this whole episode's about balance. There's a lot of men that don't have emotional balance, and they get attached to somebody, and like you said, they showing up at work, they trying to fight your new man, and going through your page and stalking you. Man, that's crazy to me.
You bring up something else. So I seen a post, and it was in reference to hood dudes, and it's no knock because I mean we come from the hood, but like hood dudes who live that culture are being I think a female said this. They said that's like the equivalent of a unbalanced, unhealed female, because if you look at the cycle, in most cases, cats that are in the streets and are doing all these things are overly emotional at times, because what happens if they get hit? Then if they don't stick to the code, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing this, and you're acting off of a certain level of emotion, or something else happens, and then if you trace it back, it's like, okay, well, they're real fathers in the household. Like maybe that is also like, okay, they didn't see or didn't have an example, and in some cases they had examples. People still want to be in the streets and do what they wanted to do, but it was just a post. I wish I had it. I'd have pulled it up, but basically it was a post correlating street guys with that mentality that are in the street are highly emotional, like some female, which emotion is not a gender specific, but just they're trying to make that correlation. It made me think what you were talking about was like, is that really true?
I think it's true for a fact. A lot of that stuff is unbalanced, unhealed trauma.
Right.
And because we're men, we're supposed to have this masculine bravado to where we can't show weakness. A lot of times those hood dudes turn it into violence. So they turn it into these negative attributes. But if there's anything you do in life that involves a high level of negativity repeatedly, that's unhealed trauma.
Absolutely.
Male, female, it don't matter. Because you're not born to be self-destructive.
No.
But when you look at like, and I'll say for me, for instance, I want to make a pack to get back in the gym, right? Mm-hmm. When I was working out, and we were, I was working out, I was, the energy is different in my life. The balance is, everything is different for you, right?
Yep.
Now, when you're not working out, you're like, man, I'm a little sluggish. You're not. So everything works hand in hand when you're dealing with it. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't eat this, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. That works for them, right? What you do in the gym might work for you. What you do, no, you don't go no more.
What I say, hater?
I'm just saying. I don't want to come on here lying. That ain't me. That just ain't me. But it just, when you look at your life, because my balance is going to be different from the way yours look and the way yours look. But in all, what we're saying, male or female, whatever you're dealing with, you have to figure out what works for you. Yep. Stop looking on baddies and saying that works for you. We got to stop looking at, Will Smith and say, whoever we looking up to or whatever you looking at on TV, and where you see what works for you, because you don't see what's behind closed doors in nobody's life.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that social media ruins for people. You think this is the life. I see Jason over here with his relationship. Now my girl,
they're perfect.
Yeah.
And then they want
hashtag goals.
Yeah.
And the thing, what you hit on a good point. I think, in my opinion, social media will account for maybe 10, 15, 20% of what some reality is. But then that other 80%, like, people are actually, we're doing our thing out here, but it just doesn't get televised because it doesn't sell. And it's not, oh man, it's captivating. Like, some people like to see train wrecks.
Yeah.
Some? A lot.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is some people like to see those train wrecks, and then it perpetuates the ignorance that keeps going on in society, not just in black culture, but in culture in general. And I mean, hell, look at what's going on in the dang on White House right now. I mean, we got whatever we got that we stuck with for another couple of years. You have that, and it sends a message like, oh yeah, just a good old boy, or oh yeah, it's one of the boys. Boys will be boy, and it's like, let's stop this culture. Let's call it for what it is. So we can't just say, oh, black culture is this way or white culture is this way. It's societal culture that needs to stop. We need to force out that 10 to 20% of the BS and keep doing what we do as regular human beings that are functioning on a day-to-day basis. And let's promote that. That's another reason why we have this podcast, to be able to speak on certain things like that. And I think Dissecting Tyrone is all about balance. We have fun on here. We'll have different episodes, but it's about finding balance on these topics that we're talking about. And I think that's what this world needs, and we got to get away from the other stuff.
Well, we love, like you were saying, train wrecks. Most people, we love drama. Much as we might not want it in our lives, people love to see it, right? So when we don't look at life as normal life is boring. You know what I'm saying? You go to work, you come home, you handle business, you do that. You don't see that part of life. Right. People don't want to see that part of life. They want to see, oh, he's on another date?
Yeah. He's in New York for lunch today. Yeah. But, it's like, too, I do a lot of positive, we all do, but I do a lot of positive things in the community. And I'll put a post or a video up about it, and it'll get a couple thousand, views and likes and stuff like that, or a couple hundred likes, a couple thousand views. And I'm like, okay, that was pretty good. I'm glad people saw it and got out there. And then my buddy had a wedding where the caterer ran off with the food. I made a couple silly videos just on happenstance. 40,000 views.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's crazy.
40,000 views because people were engulfed in the drama of that whole situation.
But you also have to look at how Facebook or Instagram or these platforms promote it.
Yeah.
They are going to pump that, and not like, I just made a post a couple of days ago about the school that I've adopted. You've adopted them. I go in from time to time and talk to the young kids. And
Miss Lemon's class.
Yeah,
Shout out to Miss Lemon's
straight
class.
Up, salute. But I'll make a post about something like that, something I would perceive as positive, and it get a couple of views, but it's not getting pushed in the airways because that's people don't want to see that. And you would think that that's what people want to see, but they don't want to see that.
Yeah, even with our podcast, right? We are pretty straightforward about our podcast. They're real conversations. It's not scripted. We might discuss questions prior to, but we don't go over answers. No. Like, we want everything to be natural. And because of that, when we post videos and for people to watch and clips and things like that, we don't use clickbait.
No.
We don't use clickbait and pretend that we were in here fighting or to get people to watch it. And because of that, we might get a couple of thousand views when we could have got, maybe 20, 5 or 10 or 20,000 views, right?
But we did have some ladies that said we needed to take our mic away about something silly.
That's because I said most women are single by hurt, not by choice.
Yeah, so she was like, take his mic away.
Right.
And they thought they was going. But
she made the point. Right. She was like, he don't know what he talk. These guys don't know what they talking about. Take their mics away. Some of us are single because we tired of being dogged out and men hurting us.
Isn't that hurt?
And I was like, that's exactly. You made my point.
Right. And then she got on. Have you heard from her again?
No, not at all. But hey, she had over 1 million subscribers, so hopefully.
I thought that was fraudulent.
No, well, you never know because people can do things to falsely boost their followings and things. But it seemed organic. I mean, she had a lot of videos up, had a lot of So hey, so that was some advertisement. So we appreciate it. If you're out there listening, Big Mama, ma'am.
Oh,
ma'am.
Now,
hey, I'm just joking.
I'm not.
But if you're out there, repost again.
I'm legally blind. POV, hold it down.
I'm hashtag petty. I need to know who this is so I can get on there.
She was just some.
We didn't.
Just some random woman that saw it.
That
tuned in and just watched it and made her comments. But we appreciate the views.
I support you, Queen. I support you. Push their mics away, Queen.
Grand Rising, Nubian Queen.
Yeah, I hate that. Stop saying that to me.
But hey, to get back on track here, you talked about like gangs and how that's really unbalanced and unhealed trauma and stuff. And a lot of times they're reacting in survival mode. And when you're acting in survival mode, it's hard to have balance. Do you have any areas of your life where you're still in survival mode?
I mean, as an entrepreneur, I'm always in survival mode. Not to the extent of it's going to be like my detriment, but I mean, it's like survival mode of trying to get it to trying to get my business to a certain light to where it's like, okay, now we can, wash, recycle, rinse, or whatever, repeat. That's where I'm trying to get it. So my survival mode is to make a better life and continue to make a better life for myself. So outside of that, I'm really not in survival mode with anything else.
Well, yours is legit survival, because if you ain't out here
hustling, if I don't eat,
you ain't eating.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Malcolm? Anything you're still in survival mode on? that makes it hard for you to have that balance?
I would say, with chasing the dream, so either be, like what you said, but for me, it's more like now that I've really said this year I was going to take comedy more serious. It's like now it's, I'm looking at, I am 47. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much time do I got, to look, how much, to keep it going. So I'm like, I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball every day, trying to do this and do this and do that and keep keep your name buzzing, keep this going, do this. And then I got these other things that people love me that I do too. So you're trying to keep those rolling, going. And it's like, how do you balance juggling? So something, I'm trying not to drop the ball here.
So just prioritizing things. Don't forget about your dreams, but just basically prioritizing what needs to happen first. And to your point, I mean, I remember an interview, I don't know if it was Bernie Mac or Steve Harvey, just them going through like their process, getting laid off, some other stuff. And I mean, you got big time comedians making their start in their 40s and 50s. Yeah. So it's like, it's never
funny,
too late.
I was gonna say too, man, funny's forever.
Right.
Funny is forever. And prayerfully, you're not gonna have to wait until you're older to obtain that level of success. But funny is forever, so don't ever stop your hustle. Because I'm a comedy connoisseur. I love stand-up comedians, comedy. And when you talked about me being at your show, I came for you. And I'm not coming for somebody unless they got the goods.
I appreciate
so
that.
You definitely got it. And you need to find some balance when it comes to the cooking. Because another thing Malcolm do, we talk about men cooking, this brother had a food truck. I used to get these wings all the time, and I ain't seen them wings in a minute, brother.
I just did them last Saturday. So
that was at work.
You weren't in my algorithm. You was in the tub.
Yeah, I was
in there.
Yeah, I was at work.
Busy.
I would have ate him in the tub. Hey, man, don't know Diddy. No Diddy. Hey, matter of fact, Diddy's son said he's slapping everybody to make fun of his dad. So
I mean,
I'm gonna tell him about you.
Put your dukes up, my guy.
Yeah,
what about you?
You know what? If I got to be honest, I think that sometimes I'm still in survival mode when it comes to relationships. Because I went through. I don't talk about it a lot because the city's small. I try not to be disrespectful, even though it's my truth. But I went through a lot of hell in a past relationship. And because of that, I think sometimes how Malcolm said, they call him Mr. 30 Days, he cut him off. Sometimes I cut people off probably a little too soon because I'm like, I'm afraid of being back in that survival mode of a relationship. And that's something that I try to be aware of and make a conscious effort to not do. But sometimes it happens.
So do you think that might be something that, like, taking a step back and then just kind of rewiring yourself or whatever, like maybe on some therapy or self-care therapy, and then it's like, okay, allowing whatever is supposed to be meant to you for you to actually happen?
100%. Like, I always preach therapy. So yeah. I constantly go to therapy, have a therapist. If I haven't been in a while, I'll do routine, checkups, like maintenance on your vehicle. Like, I'll just go in for a mental health checkup to make sure everything is straight. And at the end of the day, because I recognize it, I think that I do take steps to make sure that it's not affecting me too bad, because, it still affects you. But I think that's why, because everybody knows I used to post 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dates a week because I was always out on a date. And if people have been paying attention, there was one recently, but for the most part, I really haven't been going on a lot of dates. And I think that was my conscious step back and just saying, like, hey, let me make sure that I'm as healed as I think I am before I, bleed on somebody who didn't cut me.
So the one recently, did she realize that she was helping out a Make-A-Wish kid? No, I'm just messing.
Actually, we had a really good date. Actually,
okay. Where'd y'all go?
Firebirds, man.
Oh, that's a good spot.
Okay. Yeah, good spot, good date. And
it's in the middle of the road.
Well, and after we ate, I think we sat there for an hour and a half just talking. Like, she was pretty dope. Like, it was a good date.
Y'all go on part 2 or?
So I told her I asked her if she had any hidden talents nobody knows about. She said she could sing.
I thought you was about to say something else. I was gonna cut the cameras, boy.
No, she said she could sing. So the deal was if she sang, then the deal was that if she sang for me, because she was saying that she wasn't gonna sing, that we would get a second date. Because I kept teasing her, saying, "Hey, this is a one and done." And
did she sound like Woody Hutton?
No, she could actually blow.
Oh, okay.
No, she actually sounded really good. I was actually surprised. I was like, man, okay. So we're supposed to be planning a second date.
Did you rap for it? Maybe y'all do a singing rapping duo. The rapping chihuahua.
No, I was no rapping. But no, she was pretty.
Okay,
it was good. But I'm making conscious efforts.
Baby steps.
Yeah, I believe that I'm healed, and I operate out of a space where I am healed. But there are times where I see things that's like, okay, I got a little more work to do.
Okay,
and so I think that comes from my unhealed spaces
and identifying it and actually going through it is also a good thing, because if you can identify it and then ignore it, and then you're going to keep being in the same cycle, but identifying and putting the work, that's good.
Well, and I think people got to realize too, saying you're healed and being healed is two different things.
That's a buzzword that's going on the internet. Like, oh, I'm healed. I'm like, based on what? Yeah, because if you have to tell the world that you're healed, then you might not be healed.
And I think we had an episode where we had Peyton Hogan on, and I think he might have made this comment. But healing is a journey, not a destination. Right. Like, you're never completely 100% to where it's like, no more to do. I'm all the way there. So I think we always have to kind of just check ourselves and reevaluate ourselves and make sure that we're still on that journey of healing.
Yep.
So my question for y'all fellas, we talked off air, but everybody know we all been through something. What is the balance you would say to bring yourself back from that?
For me,
from a marriage, you're speaking. Okay, from a marriage.
You talking about like when you get divorced?
Yes.
How do you find balance to bring yourself back from that? I'm huge on therapy.
Yeah.
I've heard therapy. I know Brandon's talked a lot about your circle. And me and Brandon, that's how we really connect. We used to be in a basketball group where we'd all just talk junk and have fun and talk crazy. But I think when we went through our divorces around the same time, that's what brought us close together as brothers, because it was like we were there for each other, part of each other's circle. And so your circle, but I really think it really just always boils down to being honest with yourself and being able to say, like I said, me being able to say, you know what? I am in survival mode in a couple areas still. You know what? I still do got a little more healing to do. If you're not honest with yourself, if you're watching too many podcasts and get on the internet too much and focus on these buzzwords, and now you're just saying you're healed and pretending to be healed and moving like you're healed when you haven't really done the work to heal, I think that's when you kind of betray yourself.
Yeah, I think for me, a couple of things that helped me out, Jason alluded to it, my circle, but just me reclaiming time in my life back and not being so quick to fill a void. So I literally focused on my son. Like, I'm the dad's dad. Like, I love the kids, but my son specifically, and I took that time to focus on him even more. And I made sure, like I mentioned earlier, I made sure that I had to get right, so then anybody who was in my life can feel valued and feel the value that they needed to have. Working out, I love to cook as well, so just getting back to cooking, getting back to my cars, just reclaiming my life back and not having to be in such a rush to jump in another relationship. That's solely what helped me out, and I still live that life. Like I said, when I hit 40 and went through my divorce, and like I said, coming out on the other side, I've been this new person, and I'm not trading that in for the world.
So, I asked that because, I know, when you're trying to get back and we speak in imbalance, so you want to, whatever you loved about yourself before, you try to find that back, if it's working out or rapping or, cooking or whatever it is that you did before. But then something happens to men that I don't think we talk about in that balance when you're trying to go. That inbox come through from somebody that you kind of liked and that's your type, and do you ignore that inbox knowing that?
See, I really didn't. I didn't experience it. So I think that for me, going through a pandemic, people really didn't. I don't put a lot out from a personal life perspective, unless we locked in and we out and about and I'm taking pictures. But it took a minute for folks to catch on that I was even like not married anymore.
Okay.
So I think out of respect, because if I'm locked in 10 toes with somebody, I don't care who it is in my inbox. They ain't getting no play at all. So yeah, that's how I operate.
Hey. Well, so me and Jason, we're gonna leave you out of this one.
Yeah,
we our lives are a lot on social media.
I made a whole announcement. I was getting divorced. America, please pay attention. I'm in these streets.
I remember that. Yeah,
we talked several episodes about my DMs. Like mine went nuts. Like I felt light skin was in style for a couple months because it was like bing, 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 boom, bow. I was like, man, like, so I did have those inboxes. But again, because I was in a space where I was really just trying to take my time and step back, I didn't feed into a lot of them. And then I did make the common mistake where I jumped in a relationship real quick. And then once I realized, okay, hey, this might not have been the best thing for me, I stepped back away from that. And then it's been more about finding that balance. But yeah, but the DMs went nuts.
Yeah, they do. They go. And I mean, it's tempting.
So I was gonna say, so how do you find the balance in the not?
He don't find no balance. He out there answering all of them. Say, girl, with that deep voice. Say, baby,
you want some meat?
What?
Ribs. I was talking about ribs.
Whatever.
Barbecue. But no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like
this dude crazy.
Oh man, 2 feet straight to you.
Somebody better call this
tendonism.
Yeah.
Off the bone. But
this dude is crazy. Go ahead.
Basically, I asked that because, you find yourself, contemplating what happened. You going through that, thoughts. Because mine was kind of around the pandemic too.
Okay.
So you at home, when they're in your DM and they're speaking positive, they're not just coming in saying, oh, I want to be with you. They're speaking life back into you, basically saying, I'm sorry you went through that, and I see that you're a good man. I see all the qualities that you have, and you're a good father. You're a good this, and you
Grand Rising King.
Yeah. So I know you can get mixed up because you thinking, hey man, I'd have been in this trauma, and I need somebody that that really want to love me. But you gotta be focused. You gotta know that this ain't gonna work, right? Because right now you're not where you should be. So like you said, rushing in a relationship, doing this. So I took a year myself. I told everybody that was in my DMs, I'm not going to date for a year. Now, did we have conversations and I talked to them and they did this and this and that? Yeah, we did.
Took them some ribs.
Well, I'm gonna always deliver meat.
Little rib dinner.
Faux bone.
So I think, so to your point, so I had to relearn how to quote unquote get back into the game, and it's still a constant effort because it's different. Like
it's way different.
I was together and married for 15 years. So being out of the game for 15 years, like it's completely different. And when I was quite frankly before, like I was even consider or like saying not in the or actually in the game, it was a little different for me anyway because I'm always focused. I got other stuff going. Yes, were there opportunities that presented themselves? Absolutely. But I also had to be smart. I think at that time I was 23 years old, fresh out the Marine Corps, bought my first crib. I had assets to protect. I just didn't want somebody coming in just destroying what I had. And my mom would always tell me like, yeah, you got to make sure that you smart, make sure that you protect what you got because easily somebody come in, they look good.
I want half, Eddie.
I want more than half.
Like Eddie Murphy said, I want half, Eddie.
Now. Right, absolutely. You ain't did nothing.
Yeah.
So you also have to take that in consideration. And then flashing forward to your point, now that we are established, you also have to make sure that if you find a mate, if we're talking relationship-wise, you find a mate, that person has to have something to lose or stake in the game or assets themselves. Not saying anybody has to be rich, but it's like, okay, well, if you don't have anything, why should I take that on?
That proverbial question, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, and it's not, what do you bring? And then, I am the, it's like, no, we're past that I am the table, and it's the same thing for a guy who's seeking out a female who has her stuff together, and he ain't got his stuff together. Now he trying to figure out how to work this play. And it's like, for what? Like, how about you go work and then you get your play together,
work
and then y'all
play.
come together. Yeah. So we have
play.
to also, like, men and women have to be smart about, is just once the feeling and the urge and that beauty wears off, like, what do y'all have in common? Like, what are y'all planning? Do you have home ownership? Does he have home ownership? Okay, we get serious. What are we going to do? We're going to bring this together and merge and get something bigger. We're going to rent your house out or rent my house out, and now we move in together and we getting this money, and we got, like, if you're not thinking like that, like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah, and see, for me, Malcolm, my divorce was my second divorce. I was married once before, and that's why I moved a lot differently after this divorce, because after my first one, I was acting wild. I did have, women that was like, always liked you, and I was like, coochie coupon, here we go. Like, I was out here wild. And then I also got in a relationship after my first divorce. Really, the girl, she's my youngest son's mom. Great person, great woman, good woman. We weren't right for each other, but because she was the opposite of what I came from, it was like, I ran to it, because I'm like, well, I didn't like that, I must like this, and I didn't take time to really, like, figure out, okay, what does Jason need? What does Jason want? Like, what does a healthy relationship look like to me? I didn't take that time to feel those out. We ended up having a child before we figured all that stuff out. And luckily, we're great co-parents. Everything's good. And again, like I said, she's a great woman. We just weren't right for each other. But that was the mistakes that I made. So this time around, I actually did, step back and say, okay, let me figure out what's right for me, what I like, what I enjoy. And then even taking that time, I still gotten something that wasn't right for me. But I was honest with myself enough to say, okay, stop. Let's reset this. Let's back up and start this over again.
So you saying third time's a charm?
Hey, you know what? I always
better be, because it'd be my third time too.
Man, hey, who was it? One of my friends Kitten Keith. Kitten Keith put up a post asking people, do you still believe in marriage? You still believe? Because he has a dope relationship that he shares online and talks about. And him and his wife post a lot, and so they would just talk. He was talking about, do you still believe in marriage and et cetera. And I told people, man, I was hurt after my my second divorce. I was hurt, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting married again. I won't do this a third time. I was embarrassed at having to do it a third time. I think part of that embarrassment and shame is what kept me there for longer than I should have been. Part of the reasons. But when I got some healing and I got through things and I took those steps back, I realized, man, I was a dope husband. I'm a dope father. I was a dope husband. I took pride in being a husband, and it's not fair that I let somebody else's actions take that away from me. So I've decided I will get married again. God didn't create us to be alone. I believe we were made in pairs, and I believe that God does have that for me in my life. I'm just going to be smarter about the decision I make this time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I believe in it, and I will do it a third time.
Okay.
If it's right, if God has that for me.
I agree, because I've been married twice, so I agree. Me and you had a conversation a long time ago. We was at Walgreens for about an hour,
man,
talking about something, because I got a juicer from you.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that.
I sure do.
And I
missed that juice.
Yeah.
You stole a juicer from him.
He gave me a juicer.
Oh,
yeah, because I didn't like it, but then I was like, I like that
at
juice.
Walgreens.
We met at Walgreens.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, hold up.
We met at Walgreens to bring me the juicer. And
that makes sense.
He must have either seen the look on my face,
dude,
or the look on. We both had this like look of, man, I probably need a hug right now,
man.
But we both was in the almost same situation.
Okay.
But when you look at, like, for me, the balance then was I was so unbalanced, because at that time I was always thinking every day, I'm trying to make her happy. And it was nobody trying to make me happy. So I was so unbalanced. When it got over with, I had to look for me.
Right. Yeah.
And then when people would say stuff to me like, man, you're dope, you're this, and that, like you said, you kind of just, I heard it, but I really I didn't really feel it.
Right.
So it was, I had to rebuild myself back up to the point where I knew what I am and what I want, so, and then what I need also, because sometimes with everything that look good ain't good.
Yeah, sometimes definitely what you need it's what you want, not necessarily what you need.
Well, and I think that's the purpose of this episode,
mm-hmm.
is because we hear about women that go through divorces and I lost myself and I had to find myself. But men, a lot of times we have so much pride and society tells us we have to be a certain way that we forget to say it's okay to admit that you lost yourself too. That
we suppress it.
That you lost yourself and that you had to find yourself and you had to take time to regain and find your balance again.
Right.
So I think that's important.
But you hit it on a point by being embarrassed. A lot of times we'll stay and knowing it's not working, it's not healthy because we don't want to be embarrassed that now.
Because what society thinks. And once you get out of the mindset of what society thinks, it don't even matter anymore.
It don't.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Well, before we clear this episode out, again, it's about balance. Give our viewers, our listeners, a couple tips on how to find balance in their life.
The biggest thing, it starts with you. Constant work. What makes you happy? If it like finding a hobby or people that bring joy or value into your life, start focusing on that. Start focusing on them. Getting in the gym, they've talked about it, or constantly staying in the gym. Even if you don't have a gym membership, you got YouTube. You can pull it up on your phone, do some calisthenics, something that is going to nurture your body, and then as well as your mind. Get that together, and then you could be the best person for yourself and for anybody else who's in your circle. I think that's where it starts with. It starts with you.
Malcolm?
I would honestly say, my circle was my biggest thing, right? The two people that was in it was more than two, but the two main people that was in my life, we're more like brothers now, right? And it was about, building each other to the right point. So when you're looking for balance in your life, you got to know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be what somebody else is doing, somebody this, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Just find out what you want and find what you need to get to there. So if it's therapy, find the right therapist. Don't listen to nothing society is saying about any of the other stigmas, but just look at it. Find you a therapist. If you in church, talk to your pastors. Don't go to a church and you don't trust your pastors, then you need to leave, that church if you can't trust and talk to them, But just find that voice yourself to be able to come. People do vision boards. You can do a board about your life, how to get back, where you're trying to go. That vision board is just that balance of what you're trying to get. You might put some things on there that might not happen right away, but it can happen 10 years from now. But it's just really finding that lane that you need to be in and rolling with it and going. And then when you really find that peace, when it really comes, then you'll understand when we say, I won't jeopardize that again for nobody.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts. And for me, I'll agree with everything you guys said, and I'll just add on, when you're looking for balance, don't be afraid to expand. Don't be afraid to try something new. Like I said, since my divorce, we started a podcast. I wrote a children's book that I published. I really have a mantra that's called health, wealth, and self. And I feel like to have some balance, you have to be a little bit selfish, and put you first. For most men, for once.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
For once, you got to put yourself first and not feel bad about it and not apologize for it. You got to, women say all the time, or people say all the time, be you unapologetically. Like sometimes you have to do that, and that's how you really achieve balance, is by stepping out, trying new things, and putting yourself first in a lot of areas.
Absolutely.
And take the bubble bath, fellas.
Yeah, take the bubble bath. But hey, on that note, that wraps up episode 9. Yes. Man, dude, we got one more episode before the season is over. But before we get out of here, we always talk about what we have going on. Brandon, are we going to go to Malcolm first? Yeah. Malcolm, what do you got going on? What you got coming up?
So I'm going to do my own comedy show, Valentine's Day. It'll come out. We're going to do Couples Can Come. So it's going to be comedy and canvases.
Okay.
So you
comedy
can be able
and canvases.
So you'll be able to paint.
You got the venue yet?
Yes.
Where's it? Let them know.
It's going to be at Celebrations. I believe the address is 8223 North 30th Street. So comedy and canvases, so you can come out, paint, sit with your mate.
Where can they follow you to get information on this?
Give them
So you can follow me on Facebook. It's my name, Malcolm Tiller. I'm on a little bit of everything with my real name. So Malcolm Tiller, if you Google it, you can find me on a little bit of everything. If you see Taste North Omaha, that's me. If you see X Factor Barbecue, that's me. But I try to post across all platforms, TikTok, all that, Snapchat. It's me, Malcolm Tiller. I'm on there.
Definitely. And hey, right now I'm putting it out there. I'm going to need a date for that event. So
There it is.
Them DMs is open.
They about to be in your inbox.
Them DMs is open.
Come on through, man.
Brandon, what you got coming up?
Man, I'm just trying to enjoy these holidays. I've been working on the grind all year. A lot of good things coming up. So just trying to reset so I can hit 2026 strong from an entrepreneur perspective and just in life in general. So I'm going to try to take it easy the next week, but, just back at it with work. So
Yeah. And me, the big thing coming up is going to be at the first of the year. It's more like toward March, but the fire department is going to be hiring. So I really get big into the mentoring. I'm the vice president of the Omaha Black Firefighters Association. John Farmer is our president. Shout out to everybody there. And we really make a push to get more minorities in the fire service. So for the next couple of months, there's going to be a lot of I'm going to be busy with a lot of mentoring and getting people ready for that process. So if you're looking to apply, follow me on social media. I always post about it, and it really is the best job in the world. So.
And I was just about to ask you, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, y'all know where to find me at. Jason Gentry, or you can go to the Omaha Black Firefighters Facebook page, and you can add us there, and we share the information there all the time, too.
Yeah.
Or you can find them at Bath and Body Works looking for bubble bath.
Hey, I'll be in that bubble bath.
Yeah,
no, he's gonna be in the Walmart section getting Dawn.
This soap.
Hey, you can't shame me. I'm like old girl from a Hustle and Flow. I'm in charge. It's about me. I'm worried about me.
Okay.
But anyway, y'all.
That's how you feel.
You better believe it. Hey, that's our episode. We appreciate you for tuning in. I'm Jason.
I'm Brandon.
And this is Malcolm.
Peace.